Here at Little Monster, we categorize videos under two pretty broad spectrums. The first category is entertainment. Entertainment channels are the ones that you come back to week after week. They have some kind of repeatable content that you just really like, and you're gonna keep watching it. This means audience development is generally pretty straightforward. You're trying to build an audience that likes that value proposition and is going to come back each and every week. Most of the time, if the content's the kind of thing that you're a fan of, or you could understand how somebody else would be a fan of it, it's entertainment content. The other broad category of content is utility content. Utility content is any content that's imparting useful information to the audience. YouTube is a fantastic database of knowledge for learning just about anything you could ever want to learn. Personally, I like to use utility channels to learn to make different things, and you better believe that I brought examples. Like this dope chessboard that I made out of walnut and maple. I have never once in my life thought to wear a shawl or a poncho, and yet for some reason I learned how to crochet one. I'm really super proud of this chainmail dice bag that I made. Right about now you might be thinking,
Tim, did you set this whole thing up so that you could brag about making a chessboard and a dice bag?
and the answer is no. I set this whole thing up so that I could brag about making my own personal longboard. At any rate, when it comes to utility content, there's a tricky difference between this and entertainment. An entertainment channel can keep audiences coming back because the value proposition's repeatable. Once I know how to make a thing, I know how to make it. You can't keep giving me content on how to make a longboard. So the next time a utility channel uploads something, there's a very real chance that I just don't care. For this reason, utility channels are much more likely to live and die on their ability to show up in search, which means keyword research is a must. This is actually something I end up talking about a lot because keyword research is super important for any channel, but if you're an entertainment channel, you're relying a lot more on audience members coming back, which means they're seeing you through browse and suggested. Once I have them as fans, they're not looking for me in search. Keyword research is good for any channel, but it's especially important for utility channels. My primary concern then is making sure that the title is super enticing and generates a high CTR. For the utility channel, I also have to make sure that it ranks highly. By and large, we're a utility channel, so we spend a pretty good amount of time on keyword research. Another way that utility channels can drive continued traffic is to have a bunch of videos across a wider theme. If I'm teaching the ins and outs of painting, one lesson is naturally going to flow into the other. They create their own sequence. And if you're not dealing with a sequence, you might be dealing with things that are related enough that you can show people things they might not even know they wanted to know. I bring all of this up about utility content largely because the channel that I want to talk about today doesn't do that and is still amazing. We have a crafting channel, but instead of sticking to one type of craft like woodworking or resin casting or yarn work, they do everything. This channel has just over 300,000 subscribers. Somebody recommended this to me as something they thought I would really like, and they were 100% on the money. Somebody thought about this crafting channel as a thing I should watch, even if I wasn't interested in any given craft. So today I am very excited to get to talk to you all about the Craftsman. As I mentioned, and as the name of the channel suggests, this is a crafts channel. It's by and large telling you how to make different crafts. Also, and at the risk of burying the lead, the channel is narrated and hosted by a puppet, with the best sign-on in the world.
Hello and welcome to the Craftsman Show. My name is your host, the Craftsman.
If you watch a lot of crafting channels, one of the things that will set this apart is that this is also practically ASMR. The Craftsman speaks really soft and the lighting is all shot in a really soft way. The videos aren't hard to understand, but it's also not super produced. These are on somebody's home workbench. The other thing that should be noted about steady crafting with the Craftsman is that it's really funny. And I realize that humor is totally subjective, but it's amazing. If you go and watch a video from the Craftsman, you can pretty much tell right from the get-go that this is going to be more than just a crafting tutorial. And that's kind of the key point. It's more than a crafting tutorial. Because these videos can be so relaxing or so funny, there's something here for you to enjoy even if this content is of absolutely no use to you. You may very well find this channel because you're looking for specific information or a specific tutorial, but there's so much going on that you might be inspired to stick around because of how awesome it is. In this way, you can become a regular fan of the content just like it's an entertainment channel, even if it's largely tutorials still. This is something that we talk about a lot. If you can turn a utility channel into an entertainment channel, it's so much easier to have an audience come back video after video after video. The pursuit of turning utility channels into entertainment channels is why I'm allowed to make jokes and why I'm allowed to brag about this. That's right, it's a callback joke. At the same time, it's important that a utility channel not lose sight of what it's doing. And in fact, I'd say the Craftsman specifically is making super accessible tutorials. The channel might be entertaining, but at its heart, it's still showing everybody that they can craft too, and in fact, the jokes probably help break the ice and make people feel less intimidated about crafting. Even if you haven't seen these crafts before, because they're super duper casual things, you as an audience member might be able to make them. And yeah, some of them are gonna require you to make silicone molds, but like nothing in here is requiring a massive CNC router table. And at the end of the day, if we're going to be a utility channel, we don't want to lose sight of that value proposition. If you look at SteadyCrafting's metadata, you're going to notice that they're not leaning into the fact that it's really funny or that it's really relaxing. It's about the craft. The titles are all about how to make this thing. The thumbnails are showing the finished product. It's still doing crafting channel stuff. It's just doing more. There are, of course, a couple of drawbacks to what the Craftsman is doing here. First off, it's really hard. You have to be knowledgeable about a craft and then also be really funny and integrate those things together seamlessly. In addition, personality is a super valuable thing for a YouTube channel to have, but it's also one of the most fickle value propositions you can have. If I'm a big channel run by a big company, personality is tricky because it's one of the things that I can't control easily. You start to run into questions like, what happens if my talent gets sick, or what happens if my talent moves away? If you're trying to build a huge, massive brand, having that brand tied to specific talent means that if that talent goes away for any reason, they take a tremendous amount of your brand value with you. But being stuck within a certain personality can also still be restrictive. If I want to have another person on, or if I want to change up what I'm doing or the feel of it, I can't. If I'd like to introduce somebody else onto my channel or expand it in a different way, it can be really hard to break out of what your fans know your personality to be. The third and possibly most important drawback is that every moment you spend entertaining people is a moment that you're not giving them the information that they came there for. If you're the Craftsman, you get away with this because you're really funny and your voice is very soothing. But there is a world of difference between a super entertaining intro and somebody rambling because they didn't think about what they were going to say ahead of time. If you've ever had computer trouble, you know what I'm talking about. You go onto YouTube because somebody has told you how to fix the issue, and they start off and it's just their desktop with all their icons and they're super disorganized, and it starts with,
Hey everybody, so I've been having this problem, and here's all the things I tried with the problem that didn't solve the problem. And now I'm over here.
And they're like playing around with their mouse in the corner and they're drawing rectangles because they're bored by their own speech. Oh my God. Look, we're audience development specialists. We understand the value of watch time. It's very good to have longer videos that can generate higher average view duration. Rambling at the beginning of your video does not increase average view duration, it increases how angry I am. There's a very fine line between an entertaining aside and something that's actively preventing me from getting the information that I need. As a quick aside, and I promise this one's useful, this matters more when the information would be something that's super quick. If I can get the information across in 30 seconds, you cannot have a minute of funny jokes. If it's going to take 10 minutes to get your point across, yeah, a minute of jokes is not going to feel like a big deal. 300,000 subscribers is not a ton by YouTube standards today. Considering this is a utility crafting channel that's not sticking to one particular kind of craft, that's really impressive, and it's something that we should take note of. Making a utility channel simultaneously an entertainment channel makes it so much easier to develop an audience. So with that, I definitely encourage you to go check out the Craftsman, because even if you're not a crafter, it's still entirely possible that you'll be entertained by the channel and want to come back again and again and again. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I hope you'll check out the Craftsman. And if you like this video, be sure to subscribe to see more audience development videos like this every single week. And we'll see you next time.